Diamond Mounted channel, welcome. Right, special news, I've created another online course, this time specializing in using rolling mills. Okay, rolling mills. It's an essential bit of equipment for the practicing jeweler. Use them all the time, you really need them. And I recommend, if you're setting up a jeweler's workbench, if you're just getting into it, I would recommend spending as much as you can possibly afford on a rolling mills, because there's a big difference between cheap ones and then decent quality ones. I'm using Pepe Tools 160 combination rolling mill. I have no hesitation at all to recommend these. I think they're really good. Well happy with them, and if I look after them well, they will last me my lifetime. So that's it. Other brands of similar quality are available, obviously, but I talk about all that in the course, and I'll tell you what to look for when you're buying them as well, because like I say, cheap ones are horrible to use and they won't allow you to do a very good job with your metal, so you've kind of got to go for a decent quality set, but they are a bit expensive, so choose carefully. I'll guide you through that process, and then obviously once you get your rolling mills, you've got to set them up securely. They've got to be safe to use and mounted really strong, so I'll talk about all that as well in the course. And then obviously most of the course is actually using them, so a lot of tips and tricks that I've acquired over nearly 3 decades being a professional jeweler. Started my apprenticeship in July 1996, so coming up 3 years now. Coming up 30 years more like. Yeah, so obviously there's grooves there, they've got the flats, the D-shapes, there's different tricks I can show you about doing them, and then obviously because we're milling metal, the metal you're milling has to be kept soft, so I put a lot of information in the course about annealing metal as well, and melting metal, annealing metal, and if you go too far, if you accidentally if you push metal too far, gets cracked. You can get internal cracks and cracks around the edges and stuff. So in the course, I'll tell you how to repair that and continue stuff. So I'll show you now on the screen exactly what's in the course. Okay, so the Rolling Mills online course, it's not like my soldering course, which took me 2 years to finish. This is a 3-weeker job, so yeah, there's a load of information here, but it's not going to take you forever to get through it all. So yeah, introducing rolling mills, a couple of videos, there's a lot of write-ups as well, and different types of rolling mills. Rolling mills vary an awful lot. What jewelers use is very different to what they use in like metal fabrication industries, but it's all rolling mills at the end of the day, so I kind of put all the information in because it is interesting. I did a lot of research and I learned a lot as well, so all that information is in here. I got the buying guides, rolling mills buying guides, how to choose the best mills for the kind of work you're doing, adjusting the calibration, how to care them, how to store them, and yeah, setting them up. We've got afterwards, setting them up obviously is when you're like bolting them down securely. Okay, practice time. So this is where I encourage you to go through all the grooves on the mills if you've got a combination type mill like mine, and just go through all of them and then get experience actually using them and finding out how the metal reacts to each hole. I'll give a lot of information there. Flattening a long strip and widening a strip of metal. When you put metal in through widthways, it's much more difficult. You have to adjust the rollers much more gently, and that reminds me, that takes you down to using a handle. Using a handle might sound funny to you, but there's different techniques, there's different feet positions, there's different starting points with the handle depending on what I'm doing and what precious metal I'm milling. For example, putting a strip of metal in through widthways is much more difficult, so you've got to adjust the rollers much more gently, and then it's going to be much more difficult to pull the handle. So I start with the handle down low, tuck it into my hip, and then use my leg's strength to sort of get it started and stand up with the handle tucked in. And then you can get under it and then use a lot of strength. There was actually a surprising amount to teach with using the handle. So initially it might sound like, well, you just turn the handle. It's like, no, there's a lot to teach. History of rolling metal, I did a bit of research and I was surprised, I learned a lot. Rolling mills were invented by English jewelers. I think English actually were quite ahead of the rest of the world on metalwork fabrication tools and techniques. So yeah, a lot of English history there, which I was quite proud of. And then we've got a chapter on the science of metal deformation. I just lightly breeze over interatomic distance increases to maintain equilibrium of external tensile forces, just that kind of stuff, whatever. Troubleshooting, it was meant to be troubleshooting, but I did troubleshooting on accident, but I thought it was quite funny, so I just kept it there. How to spot cracking metal, repair cracked wire, and then how to repair the cracked edge of a disc as well. I teach you how to mill out a disc. Important when you're making cluster heads. If you just mill out a square sheet of metal, you're being wasteful. Mill out a disc. I'll show you exactly how to do that, right from starting metal from a melt up as well. Then we've got a need to learn chapter. It's quite important to go through that. Square wire, get it perfect, any dimension you want. Milling square wire is better than square hole draw plates. Didn't use a square hole draw plate for like 10, 12 years. I've got one now because I needed a long length of fine square wire, so I got it for that. But normal jewellery jobs for a diamond melter, just the mills I do, but I'll teach you how to make perfectly square wire. Any dimension, you need 0.92 mil square wire, you got it. Try that with your draw plates, good luck. Yeah, converting square to round wire process. I showed the measurements, how they changed to get from square to go to round, and the difference in measurements you'll end up with. Did all that in the video. Yeah, and then two-handed milling technique, a bit advanced. You sort of do the top of the rollers and the handle at the same time. It's all there, so a lot of information I could teach you. It's quick to get through, and I think well worth spending a little bit of money, and it's going to help you out. Just basically know everything an expert knows, so worth it, I think. So the Diamond Melter Rolling Mills course, I'm just trying to create online educational content that I know for a fact I would have found helpful when I was a learning, practicing jeweler. Even like after my apprenticeship, between 5 years and 10 years experience, you're still learning, you're still improving what you've already practiced and then learning a lot of new stuff as well. It's a really slow skill to acquire. So with this online content I'm creating, with these online courses and all the full instructional guides for the patrons as well, it's a real fast forward to help you. It's a luxury people have nowadays with the internet, the information they can get so easily. Stuff that took me years to figure out and learn, I can just lay it all out on the table for you, and then you just go thanks, and then you take it, and then you're practicing, you're working literally just like a professional jeweler who's got decades experience, even though you may just be starting out yourself. So I want to make, at the end of the day, I just want to help people learn to make jewellery. It's an old-fashioned skill, and I want to keep it alive. This is my contribution to the trade, is making all this online educational content. And I want to make it as accessible as possible to as many people as possible. So it's a low price, there's no tricks or discounts or anything. It's just $30 US dollars, and that's for lifetime access. It's not limited or anything. And the value may increase in the future as well. I may get more ideas, more videos to add to it. And yeah, so it gets even better value in the future as well. So it's $30, lifetime access, link in description. It's basically thinkific.diamond melter rolling mills, and yeah, just click and sign up and enjoy, and then you can literally roll a mill away like a pro. It's good fun. And if you can make jewellery along with the soldering online course, I may include this course in the online course. You get access to all that information. You are able to practice and improve your skill, which means you can make higher quality jewellery, you'll work faster, you'll save money, you'll save time, and if you're making higher quality stuff, you literally can sell it for more money, so it's literally more money for you. There's no reason why you can't learn a few things from my online courses, and then sell something and make all the money back in one go, and then some. Working in gold and with expensive gemstones, you can get a lot of profit. That's what's good about the jewellery trade. Profit margin is quite high compared to a lot of other stuff. Anyway, so yeah, that's it. Rolling mill course, I'll put a link in the description, and thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Bye.